So for our next camping trip, we're thinking about going to this trail called the High Watermark Trail in the northwest Arkansas region.
It looks like it'd be a pretty fun trail. A lot of pretty scenery going through the woods, and that's kind of getting over into the mountains of Arkansas anyway, up in the northwestern part. And the times I have been over there, it's always really pretty. Especially coming into the time of year we're coming into. We're getting into the fall season, so of course that's my favorite time of the year. But it's always really pretty to see the leaves turning and falling. So I hope we do get to go, and I'm looking really forward to seeing it.
Before we make a full-on expedition out of this, we're thinking about making maybe a one-night camping day out of it, just to get a feel for some of the trails before we bring 5 rigs out there or something.
But also to get another camping trip in.
Hey, exactly, yeah. But I never want to go out and spend a full week camping on a set of trails that I have no experience on, so it'd be nice just to go and get a little bit familiar with the place out there.
That seems like a good idea to me.
So, coming into our last camping trip, you had only been on one of these trips with us prior. And I know the first time going around, like you said, you packed an entire work truck worth of tools and garage pretty much on the back of your truck.
Right, because the only experience I'd ever had off-roading was more in the rock crawling, rock bouncing category.
Where you tear a bunch of stuff up.
Yeah, you expect to break down. That's part of the fun.
Right. Now with this second trip, obviously you really dialed back on what you had, and same rig, kind of, except for this time the rig that you used to tow the rigs in last time was your overlanding rig.
I think part of the difference there is, you're trail riding with what you got to drive home. Not that I just beat on something just for the sake of beating on it, but you're going to be a little bit more careful. And these trails are a whole lot easier than like we were talking about earlier, the way I started out. But you need to have tools. You need to be prepared for small things to happen. But if you've got a good sound truck or Jeep or whatever you're driving, you're not going to have a whole lot of trouble unless you're just being stupid. Oh, I didn't have a bit of trouble last time. It just, other than it was continuous all day long, that was just a regular day on the farm for the most part. It was gravel roads and up and down hills, and there was a lot of rough stuff, but it was pretty comfortable for the most part as far as I'm concerned. I think the truck did just fine. The trail just really wasn't that bad, and I don't even remember having put the truck in four-wheel drive for the most part. There might have been a time there that I'm forgetting, but to me, it seemed like they were just pretty well maintained gravel roads just about everywhere we went. But we were out in the woods. We were, out of cell phone range, out of GPS range. We were just kind of out by ourselves, and that's what I was really looking for in the trip. Not so much the climbing, the crawling, things like that. I knew that wasn't going to be real extreme. But just being out in nature and camping and having fun with friends is what I was shooting for, and that's what I got out of it, and that's what I continue to look forward to in the future. When I go camping, I like to be not necessarily asleep, but at least have the camp set up by dark. That's just kind of a rule I've always had to go by, because it seems like every time you have to set up after dark, it's hard to see what kind of widowmakers are hanging in the trees above you. You don't get a really good feel for where you're at or what kind of inconveniences or dangers you're looking into about how to set camp up. So by staying in the same campsite every night, you can set up one time, and then you can night ride more, which I do enjoy doing quite a bit. But on the other hand, I do like setting up different campsites because you get to see something different every time.